Now, after working from home for almost 3 years, I've realized how impactful a quality computer setup can really be. I mean, Socrates did say a computer setup is a window into a man's mind. Well, he didn't actually say that, but I'm sure he'd have an insightful quip on desk setups if he was born 2,500 years later. Needless to say, I'm partnering with Best Buy to show you how you can build a quality setup. Here are some recommendations that will last you a while and won't cost you an arm and a leg. So a good desk will last you forever, but they can also often run you several $100s. So if you're starting out with your setup, I recommend buying something secondhand like I did with this desk. I actually thrifted it for $10, and that is definitely an anomaly, but sub $50 desks in my area were not hard to come by. And I absolutely love it. The manufacturer made it easy to assemble, and the wood tabletop fits pretty much any aesthetic. So if you're looking for furniture pieces, try secondhand. So your monitor grounds your setup, and you use it more than most other items on your desk. So invest in one that meets your needs. For gaming, you want a full HD panel, a high refresh rate, and low latency. The latest Odyssey G4 has a 27-inch IPS panel with a whopping 240 Hz variable refresh rate. That means that it looks really good, it feels really smooth, and it minimizes screen tearing. It's probably one of the best panels in its price category. It has a versatile design that fits a more minimal look, which is what I go for, or it can fit a more stereotypical gamery tech cyberpunk composition. Overall, a great monitor. You also have great alternatives from Samsung. The Odyssey G3 24-inch and 27-inch work great as well. And with holiday deals, they go as low as $130. So here in the States, the sun sets around 5:30 p.m. in the winter. And I like to do most of my gaming or some extra work after dinner, but I hate overhead lights with a passion. At the same time, I still need a way to light up my setup. And that's where a monitor light bar comes in. I highly recommend one, and Best Buy sells this DigiPower one for only $40. And the great part about it is that you can use it as a face light whenever you're in a video call because it tilts. Or if you just need to light your desk itself, you can tilt it downwards. It really takes care of most of your lighting needs, especially during the shorter time of the year. Now, it doesn't take an audiophile to know that bad audio ruins everyone's day. Headsets function as all-in-one solutions, and currently, Corsair holds the crown. I chose the wireless HS80 headset because they're comfortable to wear for hours. They work with Dolby Atmos. They have a default audio profile that is great for competitive gaming. They don't require any wires, and they have a microphone that kills the competition. So this is the audio straight from the HS80 headset. I only upped the gain a little bit because it's a tad quiet. What do you think? Is it good? The wireless HS55s work as a more budget-friendly alternative, and if you still prefer your wired connection, then the HS65s work too. And whenever you buy headphones or a headset, make sure you have a headphone stand to go along with it. This gives your headphones and your headsets a home when you're not using them, and they run you about $30. Similar to the light bar, it's a simple and effective solution, and it declutters your desk. Okay, so my next component might seem a little weird, but as a full-time content creator and a student, I cannot live without my portable SSD. I do most of my 4K video editing off of my SSD, and I also use it just for documents for school. While not completely pertinent to a setup, I think it's wise to have at least some kind of backup storage on your person. And I suggest the SanDisk Extreme Portable. It looks great. It has USB-C. It's about the size of a credit card, and it has transfer speeds up to about 1 gigabyte a second for both read and write. Like I mentioned, I use these things weekly at minimum, daily at best, and they're still living up to their name. Now, you can get wildly expensive when it comes to keyboards and mice, and it's for good reason. I mean, they serve as extensions of ourselves, and we use them a lot. Because of that, I wanted something simple and reliable, but still had room for personal flair. For the keyboard, I chose the Logitech G413 TKL SE Edition. As a 10 keyless keyboard, the size works perfectly for myself because it's small enough to fit the aesthetic and size of the desk behind me, but not too small where I lose functionality. I can change the keycaps to my liking, but always revert back to the classic backlit black keys that it comes with. And lastly, it uses Cherry MX Brown switches, and as a keyboard non-enthusiast, I'm a very basic user. That's totally fine for me. They're tactile, but they're quiet. And as someone who has had friends and roommates with blue switches, I have come to appreciate that quiet portion a lot lately. And I'm pairing this Logitech keyboard with a Logitech mouse, the iconic G305 wireless mouse. Now, although I prefer wired keyboards, I do prefer wireless mice, and this one checks pretty much every single box. It's lightweight, looks phenomenal in every color, and has a ton of color options, and it takes a single lithium AA battery, so battery life is long. As someone who plays maybe a few hours of games every week on average, this will last me easily a month. I also don't mind taking it with me whenever I go to a cafe, the library, a coffee shop, because the design melds into pretty much any environment. All in all, I love this setup and actually prefer it to my current one. Plus, working with Best Buy to source these components has been an honor. If you have the privilege, spend some time adjusting your space to work well for you, so you can work at your best. I placed all my recommendations and any alternatives in the description below. Take advantage of the holiday savings at Best Buy, and a big thank you to them for sponsoring the entire video. I also think that your living and working space should serve as an expression of yourself, so let your personality shine. Desk mats, keycaps, art, plants, and lighting are all techniques to make that possible. And again, they need not be expensive. Thank you so much for watching, and Merry Christmas to all of you.
Don't let me go.